I think passive input is great, but it should never be an excuse to avoid active input. In my comments, I often see people saying that I underestimate the power of passive input. And this is because I promote active input so much. It's not that I'm black and white on this, right? I'm not saying one is good and one is completely evil. I do know in real life, though, especially the people I meet, they justify an immense amount of passive input, and then they also complain that they can't understand the language at native speed. I say this to say, if you have a time block per day of doing input, say you say 30 minutes of input per day, if you're listening to podcasts or you're going to the gym and listening to whatever in that language there, none of that time counts towards your input for the day. All of that should be active. And I would highly recommend you consider anything else as just extra credit. And by active input, what I really mean is that you take every sentence, every word, you look it up, you drill it over and over again until you know exactly what it means, and then you move on to the next thing. If you're not doing that just about every day, you're not going to understand the language as clear as you want to. And let's just keep it honest here. Most people avoid active input because it's very hard. It's very hard to sit there and realize you don't know anything and you're trying to look up each word and it's still confusing. But that's what it takes, especially if you want to understand something like Japanese at native speed. There's no amount of passive input that is going to make you fluent or understand it smoothly. So passive input is great. Just to recap, passive input is great. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not a replacement. If your time for the day is an hour for input, that needs to be active.